That's right, and a big happy birthday to everybody out there celebrating a birthday today. And here's some celebrities that share a birthday with you. Captain America himself, Chris Evans, turns 43. Full House twins Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen turn 38. Actor and comedian Tim Allen is 71. Actress Kat Dennings is 38. Steve-O from Jackass is 50, and the beautiful Ali Sheedy turns 61. A few notable birthdays for this weekend. Tomorrow, Donald Trump is going to turn 78. Lord. Boy George is going to be 63. On Saturday, a couple notable ones. Ice Cube is going to be 55. Courtney Cox is 60. Neil Patrick Harris 51. Bailey from WWE is going to be 35. Lee Remini's 54, and Helen Hunt's going to be 61. And then the big one Sunday is Tupac Shakur would have had a birthday. He was born on June 16th of 1971. God, that would have made him, 54 years old? Oh, my Lord. That's crazy to even think about. And then a couple other notable ones. The Ultimate Warrior, who passed away, would have had a birthday. And Laurie Metcalf from Roseanne and the Connors will be 69. That's crazy to think about how old. I was talking to my wife about that the other day. And you think about it, all these actresses, actors, singers, athletes are all either getting older or passing away as we get older. And I remember back in the day, my parents, when people would pass away that they grew up watching. Big one for my mom was Lucy from I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball. That was a big one for her. She was really upset about that. But it's just crazy that in their 40s, they would watch people that they grew up watching passing away. And now we're at that age. If you're, a Gen Xer like me and stuff like that, you are starting to see those people go. So, yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah, Tupac, Ultimate Warrior. I mean, Tupac passed away when I was young. But, Ultimate Warrior, that was 2014. So, it was a while ago. But, yeah. So, happy birthday to all those celebrities celebrating a birthday today and this weekend. And happy birthday to all of you celebrating a birthday this weekend. Big shout out to Ice Cube, who's going to be 55. He's a double nickel. Oh my Lord, it's nuts thinking about it. But Ice Cube's one of my favorite rappers of all time. I wish my show was on a Saturday so I could celebrate it, but it's not. We got a good show for you today. We're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff. Last weekend was the NXT Battleground pay-per-view. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did see a bunch of highlights. It looked really good. So we'll talk about that. Also, the NBA Finals are in full effect. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals are in full effect, so we'll talk about those. We're also going to talk about Fortnite. It released a new festival pass today. I'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the box office movies, what they did last weekend, Bad Boys. Where did it end up in the top 10? We'll find out. Was it number 1? Was it number 10? Was it in between? We'll find out. And we're also going to talk a little bit about, what else? No football this week. Not a lot of football this week. Nothing really major happening in the NFL. So not much to talk about there. And if you're a Chicago fan in baseball, it's dismal right now. It really is dismal right now. Not much to talk about there. So let's get into it. Let's kick it off like we always do with the NBA and the NHL. Man, once this is over, we're not going to have anything. But yeah, let's talk about that right now. So let's go into the NHL Stanley Cup Final. Oh, and one more thing we're going to talk about before we talk about the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Also, we're going to talk about on the show is the concert in Chicago coming up. Riott Fest released their lineup. So we're going to talk about that, and I'll let you know who's going to be there. All right, so let's go into this. Here it is. Panthers, I picked the Panthers to win it. They are up 2-0 in a best-of-7 series. They play Game 3 tonight. It's in Edmonton in the Oilers' home. They'll also play Saturday there. And let's see what the final games are for that. So we've got today at 7 o'clock. We've got Saturday, June 15th at 7. If necessary, if they go to Game 5, it'll be Tuesday, June 18th. If Game 6 is necessary, Friday, June 21st. And if it would go to 7 games, that would be Monday, June 24th. Now, obviously, Edmonton has to win today. You do not want to go down 3-0, and you definitely don't want to lose on your home ice. You let Florida win on their home ice 2 games in a row. I really feel this is going to be Florida's year. Last year, they lost to the Golden Knights in their back-to-back Stanley Cup, contenders. I think they're going to win this series, but I do believe Edmonton will win 1 out of the next 2. So I think it's going to end in 5, unless really the Oilers need today. Okay, because if they lose today, you're down 3-0. Can they win Game 4? Yes. Will they win Game 4? It's hard to say. Looking at these scores from from all the games, let's see where they're at. Stanley Cup Final, they lost 3-0 in the first game. They lost 4-1 in Game 2. They've only scored 1 goal in 2 games of the finals. If they have another performance like that today, I think the series is going to be over in 4. I think that Saturday night, the Panthers will clinch it. But we'll see what happens. But I'm going for Florida. I think Florida's going to win it. But right now, I'm going to predict it in 5. I think Edmonton could win at least tonight and take it to maybe like a 2-1 situation. And then I think that Florida wins 2 in a row and wins it. So we'll see what happens. Now let's move on to the NBA Finals. That one is disappointing to me. I was really, really hoping that the Dallas Mavericks were going to win. But they are down 3-0. Game 4 is tomorrow. If the Mavericks lose tomorrow night's game, they are out. And the Boston Celtics sweep the NBA Finals 4-0. Not the way you wanted it to go. I was hoping that even if Dallas did lose, that they would lose in 7 games, maybe take it 6 or 7. I was really hoping that Dallas was going to win. But, I mean, if you look at right now what's going on, 107-89 in Game 1, 105-98 in Game 2, 106-99 in Game 3. The Mavericks haven't scored over 100 points in any of the games. Then that's just a scary thought. Because if you can't score 100 points, you're not going to win in the NBA Finals. Just like if you only put up 1 goal in 2 games, you're not winning the Stanley Cup. And I mean, Luka Doncic put up some points in the first game of the series. He scored 30 in that game. I'm looking back at the stats and seeing what he did in each game. Let's see, that was Game 1, Game 2. Put up 32. So, I mean, he's been putting up numbers. I mean, it's not like he's not scoring. He's putting up numbers, and they're just losing. And let's see in Game 3 what he put up. Game 3, he wasn't the high scorer in that game, 35. In fact, you know what? I heard he might have been out. Oh, no, he was playing because he had 6 assists. Let's see what he did. Kyrie Irving led the team that game. Luka Doncic, let's see. He put up 27. So, 32, 30, and 27, not bad numbers at all. So I just don't understand what's going on with Dallas, why they can't do it. But we'll see. I think, like I said, if Dallas can win here, I still don't think. One of my friends at work believes that this could go 7 games. He thinks that Dallas could go and win 3 in a row. Now, could they? Yes. Any team in the NBA could go on a win streak at any time, including the finals, including any game of the playoffs. But the thing is, it's not easy to do. You have to take every single game now. All in the next 4 games, all they need for Boston is 1 win, and it's over. But now, if you are the Dallas Mavericks, you need 4 straight to win. Not an easy task. Not easy at all. because Boston is going to be playing now. A guy that I work with did say one thing, though. If Boston takes their foot off the gas, that's when Dallas has a chance to come back. But here's the thing. If you're Boston, and you know last year you lost to Denver in the finals, okay? You were that close to winning last year, and you couldn't do it. My fault. Last year was the Miami Heat in the finals with Denver. But the Celtics did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to Miami in 7 games. Last year, you were this close to the finals. Okay? So close you could taste it. Could Boston have beaten Denver? Possibly last year. I think they could have if they would have made it past the Heat. The Heat just had a crazy run to make it to the NBA Finals last year. To be the team that beat the Chicago Bulls, to knock them out of the play-in tournament, to be a play-in tournament team and have the 8th seed, and to go all the way to the NBA Finals like they did, was amazing. But the fact that the Boston Celtics took it to 7 games last year, they should have a chip on their shoulder this year. Okay, last year we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, we lost. This year we're up 3-0. We need to keep our foot on their throat and just keep pushing until we win. Because the thing is, if you start easing off on Dallas, they're going to win. I mean, it's not like the games weren't close, because they were. I mean, every game was pretty close except for, let's see what the, okay, so 106-99 yesterday. I mean, that's close. I mean, you're within 7 points. And then before that, if my phone would load, 105-98, 107-89 was the biggest one, which was almost pretty much considered a blowout. It's 18-point lead. You know, that's pretty much could be considered a blowout. But the rest of the time, 105-98, 106-99, they were right in there. Okay? If you let off the gas and say you're like, we could probably score 100, maybe 99 and still beat them, they're going to lose. They're going to lose that game. So Boston, if you are listening right now, tomorrow night, if you're going to win this, now I'm going for Dallas still. I'm hoping that they win, but it looks dismal. But I'm proud of Mark Cuban. He got this team so fired up as the owner that he was able to make them believe as a 5 seed they were going to pull off the impossible and beat the number 1 seed. And that's what they did. Almost like last year with the Miami Heat being a number 8 seed and going all the way to the NBA Finals. That is good ownership and good coaching to be able to do that at a 5 seed or an 8 seed. We'll see where they're at next year. Maybe Cubes decides to add another piece. And the whole Kyrie needs LeBron thing, he made it all the way to the NBA Finals with Doncic. Okay, Doncic is, to me, on the same level as a LeBron. Stats-wise. Maybe not player-wise, but, I mean, putting up points, 32, 30, getting 6 assists, 27 points in the NBA Finals. That's a good amount. Speaking of LeBron James, will he pick up his player option with the Lakers? Let's talk about it. Alright, so LeBron James has a player option with the Lakers that he can choose to accept or decline by June 29th. So he only has a few more weeks to decide if he wants to stay with the Lakers or if he wants to opt out and become a free agent. Now, obviously, Bronny James is going to be drafted somewhere. It's inevitable. Someone's going to take him. Hopefully, Atlanta isn't as stupid as what I heard recently, where they said they would take Bronny James in the first pick and then bring LeBron there. Not worth doing it. Now, LeBron can only sign a 3-year deal because he's 39 years old. The most he can sign with any team, even an extension with the Lakers, if he decides to opt in and they give him an extension, he can only sign a 3-year deal. And that's because the CBA wanted to do that so that players cannot be paid after retirement to sawed off the cap space. That happens in baseball. Was it Ken Griffey Jr.? It's one of the big ones. He's getting paid all the way for another 20 years of his career, a certain amount of money to be retired. The NBA doesn't want that. So what they're deciding to do is they made it so that it is 3-year deal at the age of 38 or more. So LeBron can only sign a 3-year deal with the Lakers. Extension, if he stays. If he decides to leave, he can go somewhere and only sign a 3-year deal. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, I feel he is already telling teams, I'm not coming there unless Bronny comes. So my thought process is this. LeBron's going to probably opt out and become a free agent. And he's going to see who signs his son. And once he's a free agent and they can start talking, then is when he can say, okay, I'm going to come to your team now. And I'll play for you. So I can play with my son. LeBron, I believe, is going to retire at 40. I think he's only going to sign a 1 or 2 year deal wherever he goes. He's not going to sign a long-term 3-year deal because I don't think he has 3 more years left in him. He's not Tom Brady. I don't see LeBron playing until he's 45. I just don't see it. Possibly, though. He's still in pretty good shape. But his body, you could tell it has wear and tear on it. Tom Brady had none. Tom Brady was like a robot. So, no, I believe that LeBron's going to sign maybe like a 1 or 2 year deal with someone, play with his son, which is what he always wanted to do when his son was eligible for the NBA. He said he wanted to play with his son. He'll play with his son for a year or two, and then he'll move on and retire and go into whatever he's going to do after. Which, the money he's going to make in that time frame could make him a lot. Now, will the Lakers decide to keep him? You know, he's the player option. But they could also sign and trade him somewhere else. If they don't want to bring Bronny in and he's like, look, I want Bronny here, and that's my extension. I'll sign the extension if Bronny comes here. They could let him opt in and then say, okay, we're going to trade you. But now, if they trade him, he won't play with his son like that. So there's a lot. I think he becomes a free agent. I think that's his best bet, is to opt out and become a free agent and then see where he's at on the market. Teams will pay to get him because he's LeBron. And he still does put up numbers. If he was LeBron but only put up 20 a game, people might say, I don't want LeBron James. But if you look at his stats, he's still putting up numbers. So here, let's see what his stats are for this year. Let's see what he did for the Lakers. So this year in the regular season, he averaged 25 per game. During his career average is 27. So he dropped 2 points to what he averages for his career. Not bad. He's still putting up 25 a game. And I mean, there's games that he's still putting up, you know, obviously 30 or more, 40-point games, stuff like that. So he could still do it, just not on a basis like he did before. So yeah, I mean, if I'm LeBron and I want to really play with Bronny, I'm gonna opt out. I'm gonna hit the free agent market, and instead of signing with a team right away, wait, because let's see. So the NBA draft this year is going to be held on June 26th and June 27th. So literally in a few weeks from now. Okay? Free agency starts June 30th. So by then, LeBron already knows where his son's going to end up. And so basically, he can opt out on June 29th. If the Lakers don't pick him up on June 26th or 27th, LeBron could opt out. He has till June 29th, so he has till free agency, the day before free agency, to opt out of his contract, his player option. That means he can wait till the 26th or 27th, see where Bronny ends up, who takes him, and then he can say, I'm declining my player option, and I'm moving on. And then wherever Bronny goes, he can convince that team that if they have the money, hey, I'll come and play with Bronny. I'll get him into the NBA mold that you guys want. And then he can be the next James. This is like a perfect scenario for LeBron. Because he'll get to see where his son goes before he even has to opt out of his player contract. So that's what I think he's going to do. Watch, he's not going to make his announcement until after the NBA draft. So the NBA draft is 26th and 27th. LeBron will either opt in or out on the 28th. Mark my words, that's what's going to happen. Alright, so let's go into WWE now. We have a lot to talk about with the NBA the next few weeks after the finals are over. So, by next week, hold on one second, let me see NBA finals, let's see when they end. Because I believe the NBA finals should be over by the next show next week. So tomorrow they play Game 4. Game 7, if necessary, would be next week on the next Sunday. So not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. So, if they lose tomorrow, they'll play again Monday in Game 5, Thursday in Game 6. They spread it out too much. They should go to like every other day for this. It's the NBA Finals. Let them have like every other day, or maybe 2 days. But you're thinking about this. If you're going, tomorrow is Friday, then Monday, then you're going Thursday, yeah, that's too much in between, and then Sunday. It should be Thursday and Saturday. But that's fine. By next, if Dallas wins tonight, or tomorrow night, Boston will probably most likely try to end it Monday. So yeah, by next Thursday, we'll be at Game 6, if necessary. Probably won't happen, though. I don't have confidence in the Mavericks right now to go all the way to 7 games. I think this ends in 5 for Boston, not 7 for Dallas. So we'll see what happens. But let's move on. We'll talk NBA draft news next week. We'll look at some players and who are the big prospects. Obviously, Bronny James, stat-wise, isn't a big prospect, but because he is LeBron's son, he is considered a prospect for the NBA. Because he's LeBron James' little boy. Bronny. He's Bronny. That's why. So we'll talk about that next week. But, yeah, so let's move on to WWE NXT Battleground results. And we'll talk about what happened there. Alright, so let's go into these results. WWE NXT. Alright, so of course everybody knows last Sunday was NXT Battleground from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. It looked cool. Like I said, I didn't get to watch it yet. I'm going to watch a few of the matches that sounded really good. But I did see highlights on TikTok and Facebook and stuff, and it looked really cool. CM Punk showed up there, which is awesome. I love that. I'm going to talk about him in a few minutes too. I'm excited for what he is doing and what he's become. But let's talk about the NXT results. So NXT Women's North American Championship ladder match. This is the first time this title was introduced. So one of these women became the NXT North American champion, women's champion. So the winner of that match, Jordan, defeated Mitchin, Henley, Legend, Jada Parker, and Ruko to become the first women's North American champion. And they gave it a B grade, so I'll definitely watch that one. Notable moments from here. Guest host Sexy Red opened the show with an uninspired introduction. The UFC Apex crowd looked and sounded too small for the build-up of the show. The acoustics were not set up well for the crowd, who sounded non-existent most of the match despite decent efforts on chants. And Red celebrated later with Jordan and invited her to a post-show party. Those are some highlights, notable moments from the show. NXT Tag Team Championship, Nathan Frazier and Axum versus the OC. I picked the OC. I did not pick the winner of that one. The first one, because I believe, who did I pick in that one? I think it was Jada Parker, because I said it sounded like a cool name. And let's see who won the tag team match. Winner was Frazier and Axum. I picked the OC to win. They defeated Gallows and Anderson by a pinfall to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. They gave it a grade for Bleacher Report of a B+. Notable moments from the match: the OC hit the Magic Killer on Axum. Frazier barely made the save on the pinfall attempt with a springboard splash. Anderson hit a top rope TKO for a near fall on Axum that felt like it could have finished the match. And NXT showed recycled video packages from Josh Bridges, Carly Bright, and Dante Chen. It is a shame that it couldn't create new videos for the show. NXT Underground, Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice. Winner of that match was Vice. She beat Baszler, and I'm pretty sure I picked Shayna Baszler. She won. Vice won by TKO. An A- match. Notable moments: Baszler missed a knee landing on the announce table. Vice pounded, bashing the knee into the turnbuckle, then stretched it out in transitioning submissions in the ring. That sounds like a cool match. Baszler nearly got knocked out by Vice with a spinning back fist. The Queen of Spades got frustrated and wiped out several wrestlers at ringside. Not a shocker. The North American Championship, Oba Femi versus Wes Lee and Joe Coffey. I picked Wes Lee to win this match. And the winner of the match was Femi. I was horrible with NXT this week. Hopefully I'll do better on my predictions for Clash at the Castle this weekend. Femi defeated Joe and Lee by pinfall to retain the North American Championship, grade of B-. Notable moments: after Gallus took out Femi, Joe hit the Glasgow send-off on Lee to nearly win. The champion rose up to smash both Mark and Wolfgang on the outside. NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne Perez, champion, versus TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace. I picked... who did I pick to win that one? Oh, I picked Roxanne Perez to win that one. And she did. Perez defeated Grace by pinfall to retain the NXT Women's Championship. An A- grade. Notable moments: Grace earring got pulled off early, causing her to bleed. Both women leaned into their strikes, landing hard in a way WWE matches rarely deliver. And finally, the NXT Championship. Trick Williams, the champion, versus All Ego Ethan Page. I picked Trick Williams to win this one, and I won. Trick Williams defeated Page by pinfall to retain the NXT Championship, grade B-. Notable moments from that match: All Ego appeared with his first full entrance. The smoke and spotlight was effective, but his music sounded half-finished. Trick's entrance delivered the loudest response of the night by a wide margin. This started hot as a brawl, with both men trading mounted punches, and Page finally got back the momentum with a power slam through the announce table. He followed up with an Ego's Edge in the ring for a near fall. It says overall on the show, they give it a B-. So, sounded like a good pay-per-view. I'm excited to see Jordynne Grace. Didn't win it, but she was there representing TNA, and they're going to have a battle royal for Trick Williams' NXT Championship this week, and it was announced by CM Punk, who was there. Or no, Cody Rhodes. CM Punk was at NXT. Cody Rhodes made a special appearance to tell Trick Williams that next week there's going to be a 25-man battle royal, and he won't recognize everybody from the locker room, which means TNA is going to be there, some of their guys, maybe a couple other places, maybe some WWE Raw and SmackDown guys. It's going to be fun. I did hear rumors that Broken Matt Hardy is going to be in the Battle Royal. That's exciting. Hopefully, Dolph Ziggler, who goes under, Guy Nemesis or something, he's going to be possibly in there. Who knows? We'll know more next week, but I am definitely going to record that, and I'm going to watch it, because I'm excited to see if any of the TNA guys show up. So we'll see what happens. Now let's talk about WWE Clash at the Castle, which is this Saturday. Let's talk about that. All right, so everybody knows Father's Day weekend, there's always something WWE. Almost every year we have an event for Father's Day weekend. It used to be on Father's Day on Sunday. Now it's Saturday, but still, it's cool to kick off Father's Day weekend with a pay-per-view. I will be able to watch it, but not the day of. I'll probably end up watching it Sunday, but I'll know the results, and I don't care. I mean, this one's not as exciting as like a Money in the Bank to me, a SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, War Games would be, or, you know, stuff like that. So this to me is just like a cool pay-per-view that they're doing in Glasgow, Ireland, or Scotland, and it's really, you know, it's exciting for the people out in Scotland who don't get big events like this. So it's cool. And the fact that Drew McIntyre and Piper Niven are going to be in the two main matches for two main championships, and they are hometown heroes, is awesome. Now, will both of them win? Most likely not. But let's talk about it. So let's go into the card. Alright, so here we go. World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, champion. Now, there is rumors that CM Punk will be there. Okay? Will he cost Drew McIntyre this match? I don't necessarily think so. Because if CM Punk wants a chance at this title, and to beat Drew McIntyre will be icing on the cake for that title at SummerSlam, I mean, we don't know for a fact that CM Punk's even going to beat him at SummerSlam for the title. But we do know that they most likely will have a match with each other. I don't foresee Damian Priest holding on to the title any longer than he has. He's an okay champion, but he's a transition champion. And the Money in the Bank cash-in was just so that Drew could have his moment at WrestleMania. He lost it, but they're going to give him an even bigger moment, I believe, in front of his home crowd. I think CM Punk comes out after the match. Or he could come out and be an announcer in the match, like he was at Mania. So I could see that happening. Now, if Drew wins it, there's no Money in the Bank cash-ins anymore. So there you go. He can't lose the title. He could gloat in Punk's face and not lose his title this time. So I see that happening. Yeah. So they're picking, CBS Sports is picking Damian Priest to retain the title. I don't think so, but they're calling CM Punk or somebody to interfere and cause Drew the championship. And then they're saying the story is better with McIntyre being screwed over and also being free from the impending Punk return, while the winner of this match is more or less locked in to face Gunther at SummerSlam. Oh yeah, that's true. So if Drew McIntyre does win this title, he couldn't face CM Punk at SummerSlam because Gunther, winning King of the Ring, has a locked-in shot. So I don't know. I'm a little shocked on which way they go with this. Do they give Damian Priest the win, have Punk screw McIntyre over again, which sets up them for SummerSlam, and then have Damian Priest lose to Gunther at SummerSlam? Because he's not losing that Money in the Bank. He's not going to lose it at Money in the Bank. So, yeah, we'll see which way it goes. I'm still picking Drew McIntyre in front of his home crowd. But, yeah. Okay, so next we got Cody Rhodes, champion versus AJ Styles in I Quit match. Cody Rhodes is not losing to AJ Styles. He's going to make AJ Styles say I quit. WWE Women's Championship, Bayley, champion versus Piper Niven. Now, I do believe somebody is going to have to walk out with this championship. I don't think they go and have two of their people lose in a match like that. If Piper Niven, I'm picking Bayley, but if Piper Niven wins the Women's Championship over Bayley, then I think Drew loses in his match. Because the main event is definitely going to be Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, because that's his hometown and he deserves that. So yeah, I can see that happening. So yeah, I'm going to say Bayley. I'm going to go Bayley on this one. I think Bayley wins. I think Drew McIntyre wins the big one. I think CM Punk and him will fight after Gunther. Let's see, what do we got next? We got Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. I'm taking Chad Gable on this one. I would love to see Chad Gable finally take the Intercontinental Championship. But I do see if Sami Zayn would win, it's because Otis turns on Chad Gable. and cost him the match. So then it could be Sami Zayn. But my heart, I'm going to go with Chad Gable on this one. Let's move on and move up to the next one. What do we got? We have... Alright, so now we got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Joey Stark. So it's a triple threat. Rest in peace to Alba Fire's mother, who passed away. She got hit by a car a few days ago, and she died. Very sad news. As of right now, she's going to be in Glasgow, so I wouldn't mind. I mean, Bianca and Jade have had it a few months now. I wouldn't mind. I hate to say it because you don't want to make it sound like you're doing it because of that, but Alba Fire is fire. She's really good. So, in honor of her, I would have her and Isla Dawn win the tag team championships. There's really no reason for Jade and Bianca to keep it. They don't have to break up yet for that. But there is going to be a breakup eventually, which is going to lead to a Jade and Bianca match. But yeah, they're calling for Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to retain. So we'll see what happens. And as of right now, that is the only matches on the card. Friday night on SmackDown, we could have more. But yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 matches. That's really lackluster to me. Very lackluster for a big pay-per-view in a place that you've never been. I would give them a 4-hour event and have like 7 or 8 matches on the card. And they could do it. They could make it like a SummerSlam feel if they really wanted to. But, you know what, like I said, they could add more matches on SmackDown this Friday, which will also be from Scotland. So we'll see what happens on Friday night, tomorrow night. But yeah, that was updated as of 2 minutes ago. So yeah, right now that's the card. So we'll see what happens. But those are my predictions, and we'll see what happens. We'll talk about it next week, and we'll see where it goes from here. Because we still have Money in the Bank in July, and then of course you have SummerSlam at the beginning of August, and Bash at Berlin is the end of August. So I mean, they have 2 events in August. They have 1 in July, and now this one. So we'll see what happens. A very big time for WWE. WWE is fire right now. Definitely check it out. So we'll go into our entertainment section. Oh, really quick, I want to talk about CM Punk. And I've talked about this before. I feel CM Punk only went with AEW to stick it to WWE. I don't think he ever really wanted to be there. Because if you look at him now, and yes, he is probably on his last leg right now, because if he gets fired or leaves WWE, I don't think any other promotion's going to ever touch him. Because, you know, he left AEW the way he did. If he leaves WWE this way, I honestly don't see any company, whether it's TNA or New Japan or any of those, touching CM Punk. Because that would be him going out in 2 ways like that. So, what I do see, though, is a different side of Punk. And it may be because he's older and a little more wiser now. I think he realizes, like, hey, WWE is my home. I wrestled for a long period of time with them. I had a couple of great runs as champion. Well, 1 big great run as champion. I went out the way I did, but I did other things. I got to do UFC. Then I went to AEW. I won a championship there. I won the main title there. Now I'm going to come home, and I'm going to wrestle a couple of years out here, and I'm going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame, because we all know CM Punk is going to the WWE Hall of Fame. And that speech is going to be phenomenal. We all know this. So, yeah, I believe that CM Punk really didn't want to be there, because when CM Punk was injured at AEW, and I remember this, he was out for, 9 months with his injury, and he did not make any appearances that I can remember on AEW TV. He didn't make any appearances for AEW that I remember during that time frame. If I'm wrong, email me in the email address below, let me know, or follow me on all my social media, let me know there. But I don't remember CM Punk ever making the appearances like he's doing now. He is hurt. He can literally stay at home and recover, like a lot of other wrestlers do. Randy Orton stayed home the entire time he was out with that back injury. He didn't come in and announce at WrestleMania. He didn't come in and do appearances on any shows. He didn't do any of that stuff. CM Punk, during injury, has been in the WWE events more than Roman Reigns defended his title in a year. Imagine that. CM Punk really does want to be back in WWE, and he's happy to be there. And I think we're all happy that he's there too. I think as long as he keeps up what he's doing, I think everybody will be happy to have him back. And I'm excited for his injury to be over and him to face Drew McIntyre. I think that's going to be a great match. I hope and pray CM Punk can stay injury-free now for at least the next year or two and have a great last run, because I believe his contract is only probably for a good 2 years or 3 years, and I think at the end of that he retires, and rightfully so. He's done it all. He's wrestled in many different places in his life, and pretty much all the big places. In fact, WWE, because did he ever wrestle? I don't think he ever wrestled in TNA. This is the opportunity for him to wrestle in TNA. If they do an Invasion storyline, he could be one of the leaders of that. And that would be for phenomenal television. Him showing up on TNA. I'd watch TNA. If WWE and TNA do this, I'll be watching TNA a little bit. And maybe they'll get a lifelong fan out of me, and I'll record them and watch them. Alright, let's move on to the entertainment section of our thing. Alright, so if you are a fan of Fortnite like me, and you're a fan of Metallica, this is our time, baby. This is our time. Metallica was added today to Fortnite's festival. That's awesome. Beginning today, Fortnite Festival Season 4 kicks off and will run until the 16th of August, 2024. Let's see, Metallica is the big one, and they are there. The legendary band Metallica in Season 4. James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, Robert Jula, and Kirk Hammett will also appear in the game as skins, alongside a new playable concert called Metallica Fuel, Fire, and Fury, which features 6 of their iconic songs, including Enter Sandman and Wherever I May Roam. The collab with the foursome is also going to extend across other modes in Fortnite, including Battle Royale, Rocket Racing, and Lego. The update is set to introduce the Battle Stage 2, which will bring a fresh competitive way of playing the rhythm music game. Up to 16 players will battle each other across a 4-song set list, where the 4 lowest scoring competitors are eliminated at the end of each song until only one person is left on stage rocking out. That is awesome. I cannot wait. After the show, I'm going to be in there playing for a few hours. That is awesome. So let's see. Full patch notes for Fortnite, Metallica event, and more. So Metallica was added to this. Of course, you do get the 4 skins. Now, you have to buy them. It's 1,800 V-Bucks to buy the Battle Pass for the festival. If you buy the festival pass, you automatically get Lars, and then you go through all the way to 11,000 points, and you unlock James. In between, you get the other 2. Very easy. You get Hetfield, Jujulo, and Hammett by progressing through the reward tracks. I've almost got the first one unlocked. Not the first band member, but the first part of it. And I only did 4 songs, so it's pretty easy. Special Puppet Master costumes are also up for purchase in the game shop until the season ends. Clad all in black, the band will appear with a skull on their chest, with the flames burning out of their eyes. That's awesome. For an extra layer of humor, the group will also be turning up in Fortnite in their Lego format. Running around as Lego James Hetfield is sure to be an experience. Expectedly, there's going to be multiple jam tracks included, which are already on there. I saw them. Let's see. Wherever I May Roam, The Unforgiven, Fuel, Enter Sandman, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and 1 is going to be part of the Premium Pass. Battle Stage. Festival 4 will also see the introduction of the Battle Stage. Up to 16 players, like I said, will compete until one's left standing at the end. Let's see. Oh, listen to this one, too. It isn't quite as simple as mastering the rhythm of each song, as players will have opportunities to launch attacks at each other to get an advantage. That's awesome. The Metallica Fuel, Fire, and Fury, 6 of Metallica's most iconic songs yet to be revealed, will feature in the weekend of concerts. There will be multiple shows on both days as listed below. Saturday, June 22nd, you'll get them at 2 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 11 p.m. Eastern. Sunday, June 23rd, 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. Eastern. The event will last for 30 minutes per showtime and will be held in Fortnite's Discovery screen. Battle Royale, new Ride the Lightning guitars are set to be unleashed in Battle Royale mode Season 4. Let's see what else. Rocket Racing. It's no surprise that Fortnite's collab with Metallica also features several extras in Rocket Racing mode. Firstly, there's a brand new track for players to zip around called Thrash Mountain. Let's see. Metallica-themed quests in this mode will also reward players with a Backfire car body, a Puppet Master Backfire decal, and a Chasing Light wheels. All available until August 16th. A Jaeger bundle. A bunch of Jaeger and Metallica-themed items are also going to be available in the game shop, which can be used in Fortnite and Rocket League, and can also be seen in full below. That's awesome. So it's going to be a Jaeger 619 car body, Circuit Pro Jaeger decal, a Euphoria Jaeger 619 decal, a Kraken Jaeger 619 decal, a Storm Warning Jaeger 619 decal, Stripes Jaeger 619 decal, the Summit Jaeger 619 decal, and the Puppet Master Jaeger 619 decal. So that's awesome too. And that's it. So yeah, definitely check it out. If you're a Fortnite fan, it's going now. It's up. It's ready to go. I already launched it this morning, and I played for a little while before I started the show. So really cool. Lars looks awesome. So do all of them. They all look good. I can't wait to unlock all 4 band members so that I can use any of them whenever I want to play in here. Little bit of a leak happened, which is why we know Metallica was the band before he was even the band. But also, Karol G is possibly the next one, and the one after that is Snoop Dogg. So August we'll see Karol G until September, and then Snoop Dogg in September. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. But so far they've been right on Billie Eilish, Metallica, Lady Gaga. You know, all those were in, Lady Gaga was first, then Billie Eilish, and now Metallica. So I'm guessing Karol G is definitely, and then so is Snoop Dogg. So look out for those coming in August and September. I had a very busy week at my work and stuff, so I didn't have a chance. I slept a lot because I work overnight, so I don't always have a chance to be awake and do stuff. So I did not listen to the Weird Al Yankovic CD like I was going to. I'm going to do that. I didn't even get to watch the NXT. So like I wanted to. So there's a few things I didn't get to do. I'm on a 4-day weekend starting today, so I'm going to possibly be able to get all that done and do it next week. The NXT I'm not worried about. I'll watch it when I can. But I do want to do the Weird Al because I'm a big fan of his. And that Nirvana cover that he does is freaking amazing. So I'm going to do that for next week. This week I won't have any, which is fine. We don't have to do it every week. I've gotten a few responses. I've got a few other people that I want to do their CD. I'm going to probably repost it on my page and on my page that I'm on, my new TikTok page for the podcast. So yeah, we'll see with that. But yeah, we're having fun with that. But let's go on and talk about the big show coming here in September, Riott Fest. I think a lot of people are excited about it, and let's talk about it. Riott Fest 2024 will not be in Douglas Park this year. It's going to be at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview, Illinois. I believe that's where the Chicago Fire play. And here's the lineup. Now, they haven't released, obviously, it's going to be September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. They haven't released dates of all the bands that are going to be there and when they're playing. But here we go. Here's the big ones. Here. I'm going to run through the list of all of them really quick. There's not as many as, it's like a Lollapalooza, but it's not as, it seems like it's not as many as Lollapalooza. Maybe they get a little extra time, but it is a lot of people. Big ones are Fall Out Boy, Beck, Slayer, Pavement, The Offspring, St. Vincent, Rob Zombie, Dr. Dog, Sublime, Bright Eyes, and Public Enemy. Those are the highlighted ones. Also, the Marley Brothers, Spoon, Manchester Orchestra, Oliver Tree, Sum 41, Cypress Hill, Waxahachie, I don't even know who they are, Newfound Glory, Something Corporate, Tierra Whack, Taking Back Sunday, Lamb of God, Mastodon, Hop Mulligan, Beach Bunny, The Hives, Suicidal Tendency, LS Dunes, I think that's one, Basement, State Champs, Poison the Well, Guar, Clutch, Rival Sons of Hell. I laughed at Guar because I think of the movie Empire Records when Guar was in there and he was like having like a trip out when he was eating the brownie. Yeah, that was funny. But it wasn't even a trip out. I don't even think there was weed in there. It was like sugar. It was like a lot of sugar, and I hyped him up, and he started seeing Guar on the TV coming after him. It was great. NoFX is going to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It says a final farewell. And then Descendants, Circle Jerk, Pennywise, The Lawrence Arms, Face to Face, Buzzcocks, Laura Jane Grace with Catbite, Dillinger 4, Lagwagon, The Vandals, All Strung Out, Dead Milkman, DOA, The Dickies, Confidants, Cobra Skulls, The Defiant, The Exploited, Euthyrane, Swingin' Utters, Get Dead, and Doom's Kroll. Also, Polaris, Cursive, Sincere Engineer, Slaughter Beach, Dog, Sir Chloe, Loveless, The Warning, Torello, Souls of Mischief, The Aces, Brutals, Jack K's, Princess Goes, The Armed, Gel, Drug Church, The Chisel, Samani, don't know how to say this one, I think it's Nurkabakken. Never heard of half of these bands, but I'm sure they're awesome. Fiddlehead, Pitzel Grip, Homefront, Sasquatch, Sweet Pill, Heart Attack Man, Verbatim, Zahani, Spiritual Cramp, Sprints, Winona Fighter, Harkle, Lord of the Lost, Games We Play, the Mysterins, don't even know who they are, Liquid Mike, Action, Adventure, Huge. And it says, a very reliable source having a moment, the friends we made along the way, featuring Helzo Poppin' and Circus Sideshow. So, yes, that is Riott Fest this year. Make sure if you haven't gotten your tickets, go get your tickets for that. I believe they're on sale, yeah. It says, only at Riotland, 2 and 3 day tickets on sale now. So, yeah, you can get those. I don't think you can buy single tickets yet for that. I'm on their website now, and I don't see single tickets. I see 3 day passes and 2 day passes. Right now, 3 day passes are $249.98, which all those bands, you're getting your money's worth with that. 2 day passes for Friday and Saturday are $189. Friday and Sunday are $189, and Saturday and Sunday is $189. Parking passes, if you want to park on property, it says sold elsewhere, so you'd have to get it somewhere else. But yeah, so that's it. Sounds like a good time. Sounds like a blast in a glass. Make sure you go check it out if you are a fan like I am. If I were, I would go. If I had an extra $300, me and my wife would be at Riott Fest for the weekend. It's fun because you can get a hotel if you can find one. Obviously, it's not easy to find one. All right, so let's move on now. Here's the top 10 movies for last weekend, June 7th to 9th, in order. So number 10, The Strangers, Chapter 1, did a weekend gross of $1.8 million, a total gross so far of $33 million in 4 weeks. Number 9, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. They re-released them, obviously, in some theaters. Weekend gross of $1.9 million. Total gross of the whole movie at the theaters when it's been there, $345 million. But it's only been out for 1 week. Number 8 was The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Weekend gross $2.5 million. Total gross $319 million total throughout its time. Weeks released 1 for now. Number 7, The Fall Guy, dropped down. Let's see, in 6 weeks it's done $86 million. Last weekend it did $2.6 million. Let's see, number 6 was Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Weekend gross of $4.2 million. Did $60 million in its first 3 weeks. Number 5, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Came in number 5 with a weekend gross of $5.4 million. Weekend total gross of $151 million in the 5 weeks it's been out. Number 4, The Watchers, did $7 million in its opening weekend, $8.7 million gross in 1 week. Let's see, the movie If came in number 3 with Ryan Reynolds, did $7.8 million, total gross of $96 million in the 4 weeks it's been out. Number 2 was the Garfield movie, still did $10 million last weekend. A total of $71 million in 3 weeks. That's huge. That is huge for a kids movie, especially for a kids movie. So is the movie If. And of course, number 1, drum roll. What's number 1? Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, baby. Bad Boys Ride or Die. $57 million last weekend in its first weekend, and a total gross of $70 million in its first week. That is amazing. That's great. Think about it. Total gross of $70 million in 1 week. Garfield movie did $71 million in 3. So they are $1 million off from the total gross of the Garfield movie in 1 week. That's amazing. Bad Boys Ride or Die, people that I know, that I work with, said it was great. They said go see it. So I'm taking their word for it. My boy Tommy at work, he said it was great. He said go see it. I believe in Tommy. Tommy, I'm definitely gonna see it. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater, but I'm definitely gonna see it. If not, I'm gonna buy it when it comes out on DVD, on Blu-ray or whatever. I'm gonna buy it so I have it. Because I don't know if I have the other Bad Boy movies. Maybe I'll see if there's a set of all 4, and I'll just buy all 4. I gotta see if I have the first 3. I think I do, but I gotta look. So yeah, that was the weekend box office. We'll see what Bad Boys does this weekend. Will it stay number 1, or will it be knocked out by another movie, or will one of the other movies come out and do big that was already out, before? I doubt the Garfield movie is going to do better than Bad Boys Ride or Die in week 2. Bad Boys Ride or Die is probably going to do another good 20 or 30 million in the second week. Because a lot of people have seen it, but a lot of people still haven't, and they're going to go see it. But yeah, so definitely go check those out. I want to talk about something that me and this guy that I worked with last night were talking about, 2.5 Men. And he was saying that he read that John Cryer and Charlie Sheen and Chuck Lorre want to do another season of it. They want to come back. I've never heard of that. And I have to confirm if he's right or wrong. I never got a chance to confirm it yet. In fact, hold on. Let me confirm this really quick. Okay, so here's what I found out. This was as of February of 2024. So this is really, less than 5 months ago? Like 3-4 months ago? As of February 2024, there are no plans for a reboot of 2.5 Men if Charlie Sheen is involved. John Cryer, who co-starred with Sheen for 8 seasons on the CBS comedy, told The View that he's open to a one-off reboot if he were paid the same, but he doesn't know if he wants to work with Sheen again. Cryer said that Sheen blew up the original show and that he and Sheen haven't spoken in a few years. However, Cryer said he loves Sheen and wishes him well. So, but I did hear him say at one point, if Ashton Kutcher wanted to come back and do another season, he would be wanting to come back. Now, here's what my problem is with 2.5 Men. And I did a video about this on my TikTok. If you add me to my new TikTok page, you'll see it on there. The way Lindsay treated Alan, okay? He worshipped Lindsay, and yes, she was above his league, okay? In that show, he was poor, he had no money, he was a chiropractor who gave all of his money away, he never had much, he lived with not only his brother, but then he ended up living with Ashton Kutcher, who took over the house, Walden. So he didn't have much, okay? But she still loved him. Was she above what he could normally get? Sure, she was. But she didn't have to treat him as such. And I love Lindsay's character in the show, don't get me wrong. Okay, I loved her character. But it just seems like the way they wrote Alan was every woman just pounded on him. And not in a good way. Okay? Not in the way that people want to be pounded. Okay? If you watch that show, Judith, obviously we know she was a complete bitch to him for all that time. And then, even Candy turned out to be a complete, a-hole to him. After, he did all that stuff for her. Because she got influenced by, obviously, Judith. And then Lindsay. I mean, those are his three main relationships throughout that series. In the years that it was on with Charlie Sheen. And then, I think it was, 2 with Ashton Kutcher. Those are his three main relationships. Was Judith, who he was divorced from. Candy, who he was divorced from. And then Lindsay. But yeah, she treated him like crap. Wanted to sleep with Walden, who was his roommate and his best friend at the time. And then just the way she treated him in general. It was just really crappy. And it takes watching it back to really see that she was really crappy. Now, he did burn down her house in the show. So, I mean, I could kind of see why she was mad at him at that point. But yeah, I mean, just in general, throughout the entire series, I mean, she cheated on him, and then she wanted to be with went back with her ex-husband, then got back with him. It just was when the first time I watched it, I didn't think about it. But then as I watched reruns of it once in a while when it's on, and I'll watch her and the way she treats him, I'd be I'm done. And I get it. She was above his pay grade, but, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the way she treated him. But that's just me. But I just wanted to talk about that. Alright, let's see here. Let's close out this show for Father's Day weekend with some fun. Let's do the most popular, by popularity, the most popular people of all time. Okay, these are celebrities, some are writers, and let's go into this. Okay, so this top 10 list, let's have fun with it. Number 10, Denzel Washington. That is definitely, he would be in my top 10. Number 9, Sean Connery. Everybody loves Sean Connery. Number 8, Dr. Seuss. I grew up reading his books all the way till I was 20. I love Dr. Seuss. Number 7, Tom Hanks. Woody from Toy Story. Forrest Gump. Castaway. He played Sully. Amazing actor. I love Tom Hanks. I don't care what his political affiliation is, whether it's Republican, Democrat. I know what he is, but that doesn't bother me. I love him. Number 6, George Washington. He came in number 6. That's great. Number 5, Rest in Heaven. Robin Williams. Love him. One of my favorite actors of all time. Number 4, another one of my favorite actors of all time. Sam Jack, baby. Samuel L. Jackson comes in at number 4 on that list. Number 3, how could he not? Albert Einstein. He's awesome. Number 2, this guy deserves it. From Illinois, and he was a wrestler, and he was a president. Abraham Lincoln comes in at number 2. And number 1, he played God himself. The Black God. Morgan Freeman. Bruce Almighty. Love him. He definitely deserves it. Now, let's do one more based on fame. This is on fame. Okay, so let's do this one. Number 10, Will Smith. That's true. Look at it. He came back out after the slap on Chris Rock, did Bad Boys 4, and the movie did amazing at the box office. People obviously aren't that mad at him because they're still going to see him. Now, some people might be going for Martin Lawrence, but come on. That movie is Mike Larry and Marcus Burnett. There's not one above the other. They're both amazing in that movie. Number 9, Michael Jackson. Number 8, Sly Stallone, Rocky, baby. Number 7, Rest in Heaven, Queen Elizabeth II. Number 6, Michelle Obama. Her book is amazing. I didn't read all of it, but I did read some. Amazing book. Number 5, Albert Einstein. So he's on both lists. Number 4, and I can't believe this, George W. Bush. I don't know about that one. I don't know a lot of people who are fans of his. Tom Cruise came in at number 3. Awesome. Top Gun Maverick, just as good as the first one, and I've seen them both. Number 2, Abraham Lincoln. Again, Illinois boy at number 2. And another Chicago boy made it at number 1. My man, Barack Obama. That's right. I don't care if you don't like him or not. If you don't like him, it's because you're a racist. Like, that's just how it is. If you don't like Barack Obama, it's because you hate black people. Like, honestly, Barack Obama was elegant. He knew how to speak, but he also knew how to talk a little bit street, too. He's Barack Obama. He was the man. I don't care what anybody says. So 3 Illinois people made it. 3 Chicagoans made it. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, and Abraham Lincoln. All from Illinois. That's awesome. Michael Jackson, yes, he deserved to be on that list at number 9. He's one of my favorites. So yeah, that's it for the show. We're taking off. I'll be back next week. We're going to talk NBA draft. NHL Finals should be done by then. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. And then, of course, NBA Finals should be done also. So we'll talk about those. We'll talk about Clash at the Castle, the results, see who won all the matches. We'll know who won the NXT Battle Royal and who from TNA showed up. We'll also talk about the box office movies and whatever else I can think of. And I promise next week I'm going to review the Weird Al Yankovic one. So we'll talk about all that next week. Everybody out there, have a happy Father's Day. I hope everybody, whether you're a father, grandfather, stepfather, half-father, adopted father, or just somebody that's a father figure in your life.
Happy Father's Day.
Yep, from my son and my family to yours, happy Father's Day. Everybody enjoy the weekend. It's supposed to rain tonight, but the rest of the weekend is supposed to be beautiful. Just going to be hot, but we're going to have a lot of sun. So make sure you go out there and you enjoy it. Like I said last week, we don't know when we're going to be gone from this earth, so make sure that you enjoy the time that you got with your family and your friends. Make sure you enjoy that. Go out and make some summer memories this weekend. Oh, and when you're not making summer memories and you want to get cool down in the air conditioner, go play some Fortnite! Fortnite, my gamer tag is in the comments down below. Add me on Fortnite and I'll add you back. I'll see everybody later. Have a great weekend. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and
Don't die.
Yeah, there you go. We're back, baby. Let's do it. Have a great weekend. Peace.